What's going on here, you said?
Right now, the largest homeless shelter in the city has been closed down. It was converted solely to be used for COVID response, and effectively the city government has bused all of the homeless people out to a camp on the edge of the city with very limited resources. There's been, I think, 6 or 7 bear attacks at this point, with several bears that have been killed. There's
Bears attacks, meaning bears attacking people?
Yes, and they've had to be killed by Parks and Recreation because they kept coming back. At least one person has died of overdose. There's been one person who had to give birth in a tent. Even this, it's fucking mess. Pardon my French.
That's really sad. And what did you say about the mayor lying on every qualification or something?
Not the mayor, but the Ankorage Health Director, Joe Gerasi.
Okay.
He basically claimed that he had degrees that he did not have. He claimed to have military experience that he did not have, and health experience that he did not have, which is why he recently resigned. So that's why we've seen. It really calls into question a lot of not just COVID response, but also general homeless response from the city, considering that he's been, as health director, spearheading a lot of those actions. So.
Wow, that's crazy. And you said at the end of this line is where they're gonna find is where the camp is for the homeless or something.
Yeah, it's an import campground.
And they never opened up the homeless shelter after COVID?
Well, what happened was that due to a significant increase in the homeless population during the pandemic and continuing, of course, into the present day, they had converted the arena, Sullivan Arena in the town, to work as a mass emergency shelter, and that was suddenly closed without any facility to transfer people to. So originally they were planning on only having that campsite be used for a few weeks, and now it's switched to for a month and then a few months. And it's getting to the point where the camp is expected to operate up until the point where average temperatures throughout the day are going to be below freezing.
Yes.
Most of these people are in 3-season tents. There's a shortage of tarps, there's a shortage of food, there's everything.
Because I assume a lot of people who are on the streets die out in this weather.
You go to sleep, you don't wake back up.
Wow. And it's coming soon, like, starting next month, it's going to go right back down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, so winter's coming early this year. I mean, it's predicted to be continuing until February. We're looking at predicted below average temperatures for this winter as well, which is going to be rough. And once we get to deep winter, you'll be looking at your high 10s, high 5s, sometimes high 0s Fahrenheit. So.
Are you hearing this, Luis?
Say that again?
I'm talking to my brother.
No.
Yeah.
But it's there's also been kind of just a communications breakdown within the city because the administrative branch of the city government has been refusing to talk with the legislative branch, so the city assembly has not been able to work with the mayor at all. Or the mayor will just not be honest.
What's the name of the mayor?
Dave Bronson.
Dave Bronson, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
He is. I mean, the more you look into Bronson's actions, the more confusing he gets. I have never seen such a degree of almost political suicide. He has a very small, energized base. Barely won over 50% when it came to, or I think just majority when it came to the mayoral election. But he's done so much crazy stuff. I mean, we're looking at right now, 66% of families don't have school bus service this year. They're cycling that out every 6 weeks. Another 1/3 of families actually get their kids to go to school via bus. So if you don't have that, they're forcing people onto the public transit system. That's $60 a month. This is the kind of thing that ends up putting families in the streets.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, $5 a day is quite expensive.
But I want to go to the gardens.
It's the same thing in Florida. That's where I'm from. $5 a day $5 a day for public transit is exactly the same as here. What I've noticed.
That's interesting. It was definitely lower back in Colorado
here.
where I grew up.
It's not much
but
of a
then
walk.
again, with how much time's gone by and everything,
Everything just goes up.
yeah.
And then on the way
no one's
back,
been investing in public transit. I'm sure you've noticed the city's incredibly spaced out, broad, wide. It's kind of similar to what you'd be seeing out in the east.
Oh, okay. So I should be able to get out.
It's just a very, very, very young city, and it hasn't really learned from previous cities. So we end up with a lot of trouble where it's very difficult to get around, particularly if you don't have a car. You're gonna get it's going to be a hard time. This bus right here to get from this encampment to the downtown transit center, you're looking at an over an hour bus ride. And so if someone's trying to get a job or get their life back together and they're being housed in this camp, it's not really feasible for them to get to a job if it takes an hour to get to the transit center to transfer over to a bus that will then get you to a job. You could be looking at a 2-hour commute in the morning. The first bus runs at 6 a.m. Gets to your camp at 7. You get there at 8. Get to work at 9. And that's if everything lines up.
Wow. Well, thanks for the information. What's your name?